We live in a society.
He said it! He said it!
Justice League, the Snyder Cut. It's finally here. All 4 hours and 2 minutes of it. Zack Snyder pulled it off. The movie is an upgrade on nearly every level. Steppenwolf looks way better, as we already saw from the trailers. The fight scenes in the movie, especially towards the end, are a lot nicer looking. They're a lot better choreographed. There's plot points in the movie that make a lot more sense. You can kind of see how Snyder had his vision set up with the original Justice League, and it is so nice to see it brought to life in this 4-hour cut. It's not a perfect movie. My biggest problem with the movie, however, is the stuff I left in from the first Justice League. There's that middle scene from the first Justice League where Superman fights the remaining heroes after he dies when they bring him back to life, and I thought that was just super cartoony and stupid when I first saw it, and it's in there again and they don't really change anything about it, and I wish they would have adjusted at least some parts of that. I don't know.
Cyborg, what's going on? My armor, its defense mechanisms, they're overriding what I want to do. I'm gonna fire at Superman. Holy shit! I can't stop it. Cyborg, please don't. It's too late.
The beginning of the movie has a fantastic opening scene where you're watching Superman's death from like 5 or 6 different angles of the rest of the characters. And so right from the get-go, and now I'll have to watch the original Justice League to see if I did that in the first one, and I'll be doing that. I'll be making another video here. It'll probably come out in a week or two on Justice League 1 versus the Snyder Cut and what the Snyder Cut did better, what Justice League did okay, and how overall I think that the Justice League we recently got is the definitive version of that movie. But right away in the Snyder Cut, and maybe Justice League does this, maybe it doesn't, but it gives you that impression right away, with no one speaking a word the entire time, that this is a story about everyone else coming together and recovering from this event, and they do it in a really good way with just like different camera angles, different cuts to different scenes in the first like 10-15 minutes where you're like, okay, this is what we're gonna get. This is the kind of movie we're gonna have, and the story executes it really, really well. It's a long movie. It's a really long movie, and so it's there's a lot to touch on, and there's a lot that I probably will miss. But you really get to see everything from Wonder Woman's angle, Batman's angle, Cyborg's angle. Even Steppenwolf has an angle in this movie, which he didn't at all in the first Justice League. I know that the first Justice League that Joss Whedon finished, Steppenwolf was the most one-dimensional villain of all time, and now we have this one here, and he's not. He actually has a reason for attacking Earth. It's not I hate human bad sort of stuff. He's just watch the movie, you'll see it. It's simple, but it works. It works really well, and it's not like the most fleshed out villain of all time, but it's a huge improvement over what we originally had. And the ending of that fight in the first Justice League was kind of a wet fart. This one is amazing. The ending of that fight you have with Steppenwolf is just incredible. The way they finish it off, I'm not going to spoil anything, I'm not going to say anything too crazy. I'll leave that for my next video, but the way they finish off that fight is just awesome. Snyder does some things that the original Justice League never would have considered with putting blood in the movie and everything. It doesn't really do a whole lot extra for it, but it's just nice to see Snyder doing things differently, and you don't really see a whole lot of that stuff in a bunch of Marvel movies, so on and so forth. But little things like that, and like kind of hints towards the end of the fight a little bit. It was kind of what makes the DC series just a little bit more intriguing to me than Marvel at times. The movie has a lot of themes and plot points from Batman v Superman that Justice League 1 didn't really even touch on at all, and it's really nice to see those sort of things returns. You also get some more nightmare scenes from Batman, like how you did in Batman v Superman. You can kind of tell what those scenes consist of from watching the trailers, but they're really well made. As if you guys have seen the trailers, you know that Jared Leto's Joker is going to be in the movie. He does a great job. He's a much more compelling Joker than the one we had in Suicide Squad. And man, I really wish we would have gotten something closer to that in Suicide Squad than the Joker we actually got. But I mean, Joker had no business being in Suicide Squad in the first place, so it's whatever at that point. Jared Leto is... I liked the pick at first, I really did, and then seeing it on camera in Suicide Squad, I was not impressed at all. But after seeing the nightmare scene in Batman or Justice League Snyder cut, it was really refreshing to see something like that. And especially, now we have a version of the Joker. Who knows if we're ever going to see it again with Jared Leto. That's compelling, as well as that one with Joaquin Phoenix that we saw just earlier last year. That was also really compelling. The movie has a lot going for it, essentially, and it also does a better job wrapping things up, unlike how Justice League 1 did, wrapping it up and showing what's next, or at least what Snyder had envisioned for what's next. I have no idea if this is going to be something that we're going to see more Snyder movies or not, but I would love to. I would love to. The universe that he's like trying to set up right now is a really, really intriguing one. I'd love to see the stuff with Robin get fleshed out some more from those nightmare scenes. They put in Martian Manhunter. Spoiler alert, oops, but he's revealed kind of in the beginning of the movie, and then also at the end again they touch on him. Yeah, it's really good. I want to see more of what Snyder has in mind for this kind of series, if there's any future to it whatsoever. I have no idea if we're actually going to see it though. But the Snyder cut, it's exactly what I was hoping for, and it was just better than the original Justice League in so many different ways, and it also is at least trying to go and set up some more movies in the future. Who knows if they're actually going to come around or not, but it's making that attempt, and that's big. And if people want to see it, people want to see the Snyder cut, and it just magically happened to come around. If people want to see some more of Snyder's other movies, I think there's a good chance that we'll get some kind of maybe tentative plans on it, and that's really cool. I like to see that a lot. At the end, he had that one title card where he dedicated the movie to his daughter, and that was touching too. It's a really good movie. Highly recommend it. It's 4 hours long, so sit down, buckle up. But it is well worth the wait. It's well worth the runtime. It's really refreshing to see Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, and that whole crew back together on a movie that actually has some sense made out of it, with some writing that isn't complete dog shit. One last thing I want to touch on, but I guess I forgot about now. They did a really good job with the Flash, making him a better version of a hero than what he was in the first Justice League. He had like some... I remember in the theatrical cut of Justice League that I saw when I went to it, he had like some kind of like some like kind of like low key like middle school level sex joke to Wonder Woman, and it was just like stupid. They cut that out of Justice League Snyder cut, and that was really nice to see. There's still a few scenes that were from the original Justice League that I didn't like that were in the movie, but I mean they did make attempts, and that's huge. All right, see ya.